Start with Ben. Who wants to start us off? Ty, start us off.
And what have your biggest takeaways been of this tight end group so far?
They're really athletic. They got great hands, and once they get on a block, they're good blockers.
Is there any Big 12 tight end that you can kind of compare to something you've seen so far this season?
Previous years, I would compare them to the K-State tight ends, blocking wise, and then just our tight ends, receiving wise. I think they're pretty similar.
How did Ben Roberts spend his extra time off since the Big 12 championship?
Did some hunting, some crane hunting, and then went home for Christmas. That was pretty nice. But we really just continued to stay up here, keep the routine the same.
How does preparation look different, like in drills and stuff, like in practice, compared to now you're preparing for a playoff game versus, I don't know, maybe beginning of the season or even before, like in fall camp? How does it look different?
I would just say volume's down a little bit. We're still getting the same mental reps in. It's just more about taking care of the body at this point and continuing to stay fresh and ready to go.
How much film do you think you've consumed on Oregon so far?
More than any other team, for sure. I mean, 2 extra weeks compared to anybody else.
Did you watch them play last week?
I did. Mm-hmm.
What did you think of that game?
I think that game was kind of weird to watch just because you got a G5 playing in it. But I think that Oregon's extremely explosive. I didn't pay much attention to their defense, but I was mainly watching their offense. But I think they're very explosive, and they have a lot of tools that they can use.
What have you seen from Oregon's running backs, not just as runners but also as receivers?
I think it ties into them and their tight ends and their receivers are all very athletic. They can do it all, and they're very fast for sure.
That's some of the coaches, and you just mentioned you've seen more of Oregon than any other team. But how much have you used the Mahomes walkthrough rooms or room in addition to watch film?
That's kind of the linebackers don't step in there much. We do more in sit-down study film like that. We will step in the walkthrough room to make corrections and stuff.
It's been a while since you guys haven't been expected to just handle an opponent. So how do you guys I know you just kind of ignore outside influences or whatever, but how do you guys kind of see that as you're not expected to kind of win this one, but you're going to go try to do it anyway?
I mean, I don't really get on social media to and see much of what other people are saying and what the statistics are or what the chances are of anyone winning. So I really don't know what everyone else is saying. I just know what we are in this building and what we're planning to do.
I know you guys are kind of just focused on what this means for your team and everything, but do you see this as kind of the standard bearers for the Big 12 conference as a whole for this one?
Yeah, I can see how this will show how strong of a conference the Big 12 is, and I believe that it is a strong conference. So I think this is a very important game for the Big 12.
I know it's not nearly the same amount of time that the offseason was, but do you feel a similar anticipation of just like we want to get out there, hit somebody else kind of thing?
Yeah, for sure. It gets monotonous after a while, but now that we're stepping into a true game week, everybody's energy's stepped up another level. It was already high, but it's continuing to grow.
What are those keys to getting out of that monotonous stage? I know you said getting into a game week, but during that monotonous stage, what are the keys to staying still sharp?
I would just break it down to understanding that if you lose, you go home. So we have to win so we can continue to play football and keep doing what we love and keep this brotherhood together for as long as we can.
Ben, just impressions of Dante Moore, watching him on videotape. Yours?
He's good. That's really all I got for that. I think everybody that we play is good, and he's another guy that we've got to look at and respect and continue to prepare for.
I know you have a job to do. Y'all have a job to do. But is there anything you plan to do in Miami other than, prepare for the game?
No, I don't really. Never been to Miami. I don't know what's out there, and I know that I kind of wish we were going a day later than we were, treat it like a normal game. But just gonna sit in the hotel and watch film, and get ready.
Sheil mentioned that he thinks like the safeties aren't maybe getting as much credit as they could for the season. What have you seen from Brendan and Cole and just that group entirely?
They're elite communicators, and they're great leaders on the team. I know I agree with Coach Wood on them not getting enough credit because they make massive plays for us, and they save us a lot. So, yeah.
Oregon's offense is pretty creative, and that first drive BYU had against y'all was pretty creative. How much of that tape do you find similarities in Oregon's offense, and what did you learn the most from that first drive?
I mean, I learned a lot. The biggest thing I learned from that drive is that there are things that are going to trick us, but how long can you do that for? And that showed up in that game. They couldn't get it past that drive. And Oregon, I mean, they've got plays like that, but as long as we read our keys and continue to keep our eyes right, we'll be okay.
I'm curious if there was anything in specific on that drive that you saw that you were like, this tricked us this one time that you maybe hadn't seen prior in the season, if there was a specific play or anything?
Nothing specific. A lot of those first drives, you got your heart's beating a little bit quicker, and it doesn't change game to game. So once everybody settled down, everybody was able to really lock in and see what they needed to see.
Any more questions for Ben? Oh, Kaylee Jones back.
Okay, so obviously you won't really know if this bye was a good thing until New Year's Day, but so far, how do you think all this time off has been good for you?
I think it's been great. I mean, personally, I've been a little banged up, and some of the other guys have been banged up, so this has been perfect to get our bodies right and ready to go.
Thanks, Ben.
Thank y'all.